looks like with the heat and the track conditions with the seams and so on, aerodynamic setup would be extremely critical. Can you talk a little bit about that, what your philosophy and team's philosophy is on it as far as going higher downforce to work with traffic or low downforce to get out in front and stay there?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not going to say too much though, because I don't want everybody to read it. But, I mean, obviously, you know, when you come to an oval, like just preparation for the Indy 500 or here at Fontana, you always look at, you know, how much speed would you have on your tires, how easy would it be to break away from the pack, and then if you break away from the pack, can you stay in the lead? When would you meet traffic once you left people? And then all these things helps you to decide how much downforce you need. The thing is, when you're leading the pack, it's easy to run less downforce. You don't have as much degradation. But once you get in traffic, all of a sudden, it's like having less downforce because the air is disturbed. Then you need more, but you can't add wing as you go. So it's a tricky balance. The thing is the cars, the way it is right now, the setup that we all have with the body kits is quite draggy. So it's actually more rewarding to have more downforce on the car and just draft people. So, you know, you might see that tomorrow. I think it's going to be very difficult to break away.
Celebrate something this year, and for you, how big of a downer has that kind of been for you? Because you come here looking for success.
Yeah, I understand that, Bruce. But in the meantime, I'm here for the long run. I'm not here for a year or 2 years. It's, you know, I'm not just here for two races. I know, you know, it takes a long time to build a team of the level of Dixon's, for example, or the level of Castroneves and Power. They've been with their guys for such a long time. So it's just like, you know, starting, I always said that, it's always like starting a new job in a new company, even though you had the same job in a different company. It might be very different. And communication is key in racing. So, you know, we've been building up on all those details. And, you know, I think it's going well, so that I have that to be happy about. Yeah, I don't know many Penske drivers that have actually won right away, so it's just the way it is.
Follow-up, so what have you experienced during practice as far as tire degradation as well? And how long do you think they'll last as far as drop-off before they drop off significantly?
Yeah, I think it's very dependent where you are in the pack, if you're first, second, third, or if you're 10th and 15th. If you're 15th, you're going to have quite a bit of a drop-off. If you're second, third, then you can manage it better, which is my goal, is to be, like we did at Indy, you know, stay in the top 5 the whole race and then attack at the end. You know, you want to ride along and stay out of trouble for 400 miles and then attack the last 100. So I think this is a strategy personally. But yeah, I mean, you know, depending on your position in the pack, that's when you have the most degradation. And you know, quite frankly, the biggest thing that we don't know is the new aero kits. We don't know what Honda's doing. We don't know what Chevy's doing. So it's always difficult to have a good sense for the competition and what they're doing on their side, how much downforce they're carrying versus drag. So it's been an interesting day tomorrow for you guys, for us, watching what everybody's doing and how they're doing it.
We'll end with a very special question from Patrick at ESPN.com.
How slippery does it get out there?
It gets slippery. It depends on the lane you're running. You know, a lot of time you see people running the high lane because it's not as hard on the tires, because you don't steer as much. But then when you drop down on the low lane, that's when it gets slippery. And as the day goes on, there will be marbles from the tires, you know, going on the other lanes. So that might be a tricky situation as well that we might encounter.
Any final questions for Simon?
Oh, I'm sorry.